been listening to Dr. John Gottman's book, The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. And I got to this part talking about repair. He says the repair is any statement or action, silly or otherwise, that decreases negativity in an interaction. Basically, it's an attempt to decrease the distress in a moment of conflict. And it can be anything from apologizing to telling a funny joke, or even just like an acknowledging smile, like, you caught me. Repairs many times is the missing ingredient in conflicts that we have in our lives. Sometimes attempting to soften the tension in conflict helps navigating conflict to be more productive. Now, we know conflict is inevitable, and actually conflict is healthy because you're two different people. Really, health in relationship is not about having conflict or not having conflict. It's about how you navigate the conflict. I really appreciate this concept from Dr. Gottman because it puts less emphasis on doing the right thing to resolve a conflict and more emphasis on how do I create an environment where I can move through this conflict with this other person and endure the conflict with this other person, which feels a little bit more doable. Many times when we have conflict, it's because there isn't a quick or easy solution. And so that's a lot of pressure to put on ourselves to have the right tip or the right thing to fix the conflict or the problem at hand. So all this has gotten me thinking about what are my repair attempts? What do I naturally do to kind of diffuse the tension in a conversation? I do some silly dances, make some silly faces. I've kind of gotten away from using these attempts, but I am going to reclaim them. Because the book's about marriage, I was thinking about my husband, made me think about, well, what are his repair attempts? Because it is important for us to be able to catch when the other person is attempting to repair, is attempting to decrease some of the tension in the relationship. Wow, I don't know if I have some really clear ones. It's not something that I focus on. So it looks like I have some reflecting to do. I'm actually curious for you guys, put it in the chat. What are some of your repair attempts, your attempts to diffuse tension in order to move through conflict, not to avoid conflict, but to maintain and endure in light of conflict? Let me know what you guys do. Be interested.